As a matrimonial lawyer, people often think that we spend most of our days dealing with relationship breakdowns, whether it's a divorce or a separating couple. But actually a large part of the work that we do is in relation to planning work with our clients, whether it's prenups or postnups. So what I want to do today is just talk a little bit about the work that we're doing with our business owners. It's vitally important that people protect for their future, whether it's a will or a trust or that type of document. And so therefore the private client team and the corporate team work very closely together with our business clients to make sure that all the correct corporate documents are in place. Whether this is, as I say, wills and trusts, or checking that the shareholder agreement matches the wishes of the parties. Sadly, we've seen on occasions when this hasn't been done, someone's died and the business has actually gone into financial meltdown because the probate hadn't been dealt with as quickly as it perhaps could have been due to the wishes of the individual not being correctly recorded in the shareholder agreement and in the will. What we try and do with our clients is work with them quite a bit of the way before these documents will be needed so that they can take their time to make the decisions, and also make sure that they have everything in place so that if they want to exit the business via retirement or a buyout, they have everything in place that they need. The matrimonial team can often help with these documents in relation to prenups and postnups. A prenuptial agreement is a document entered into before marriage, and a postnuptial is the same agreement, but it's one that's entered into after the parties have married. What these documents can do is reduce the uncertainty so that if and not when a marriage breaks down, all the parties to the marriage know exactly what is to happen to the assets. We find this is particularly useful in a business environment when people may not want their other spouse to have shares in the business, or equally if someone has an inheritance that they believe should be passed down their bloodline rather than via a divorce. So what we can do is work with the parties to make sure that these documents are correctly and legally drawn up to help the parties moving forward should there be any difficulties in the marriage. We hope that these just gather dust on the shelf, but they're there if they are needed. What we can do therefore is work with our business clients to look at whether, if they're buying into a business, they would want these the shares of the business to be protected should the relationship end or should there be difficulties at some stage within the marriage. We often find as well that the other shareholders in the company are quite pleased for these documents to be drawn up and can be accurately reflected within the shareholder agreement and protected this way. It's very important that succession planning is thought about. Obviously, as a matrimonial lawyer, we do tend to deal with relationship breakdowns, but equally it could be that someone in the business dies, and therefore whilst everyone has full mental capacity and is still actively involved in the business, the shareholders and directors in the business can set some paperwork together that will set out what's to happen to the business if that shareholder dies. We find that they're documents that are quite difficult for people to talk about because we don't like to talk about death or divorce or incapacity, but actually they are very, very important corporate documents. What we've done at Clarion is we've put together a fixed fee package, so there's certainty on cost, which people like. The business can pay for some of these documents drawing up because it involves the shareholder agreement or the partnership agreement, and then we also ensure that the individual has a will, power of attorney, and that if they have any assets that may be in trust, such as a pension, that they can be protected in the correct trust also. We can also help people with the tax planning side of things. So again, we've helped people in the past save on inheritance tax and to ensure that the documents that are drawn up can claim the suitable business property relief.